What told you that your lavender was safe just because you've been watering it every day? If you think August is just another summer month, you're about to make a mistake that kills 80% of lavender plants. Those drooping leaves? That's not thirst, it's a cry for help. I'm Garden Mentor, and in this video, I'm revealing the one step you must take right now to save your plant from the August burnout. We don't have much time, so let's save your garden together. The August struggle and the plant's silent cry. August is a month of extreme contradictions for any gardener, but for lavender enthusiasts, it represents the ultimate survival test. We often assume that because we've made it through the peak of summer, the worst is behind us. However, the reality is that the combination of high temperatures and rising monsoon humidity creates a sauna effect that lavender, a plant born of the dry, rocky Mediterranean, absolutely detests. This is the season of the silent killer, root rot. You might look at your lavender and see the lower stems turning a sickly gray or a mushy black, and your first instinct is to think it's thirsty. But in August, that thirst is often a sign that the roots are actually suffocating. As a gardener, there is nothing more heartbreaking than watching a plant you've nurtured since spring suddenly collapse in a matter of days. It's important to understand the physiology here. Lavender breathes through its roots and its foliage. When the air becomes thick with humidity, the plant's ability to transpire or sweat is hindered. It becomes stressed, its immune system weakens, and fungal pathogens like Phytophthora start to take over. This is where the human touch comes in. You need to stop treating your garden like a factory and start treating it like a living, breathing entity that is currently in the intensive care unit. Your job this month isn't to force growth, but to manage stress. If you can help your lavender bridge the gap between the heat of August and the coolness of September, it will reward you with years of fragrance. But understanding the struggle is only half the battle. To truly save it, you must perform one specific physical action that most people ignore until it's too late. The one-step, strategic August deadheading. That one step I'm talking about, the master key to August survival, is strategic deadheading and light pruning. Many people believe pruning is a task reserved for the dormant winter months, but in the heat of August, it is a life-saving intervention. By this time of year, those iconic purple spikes have likely turned into brown, brittle skeletons. While they might look natural, they are actually a massive energetic tax on the plant. The lavender is still trying to pump nutrients and moisture into those dying stalks to produce seeds. By removing them now, you are effectively rerouting the plant's limited energy away from reproduction and back into survival and root health. But there is an even more critical reason for this step: airflow. A lavender bush that is choked with spent blooms and dense, tangled foliage becomes a trap for humidity. During those humid August nights, moisture settles in the center of the plant, where the air is stagnant. This is exactly where fungus begins to grow. When you perform this light prune, you aren't just cleaning up the look of the plant. You are creating air corridors. You are allowing the breeze to penetrate the heart of the bush, drying out the crown and preventing rot before it starts. When you do this, remember the golden rule: stay in the green. Never cut back into the old wood, the dark, leafless part of the stem near the base. Lavender struggles to regenerate from old wood, so keep your snips to the soft, leafy growth. This simple haircut allows the plant to breathe, lowers its internal temperature, and is the single most effective way to combat the August humidity. However, even with perfect airflow, there is another silent trap gardeners fall into, a trap of kindness involving the watering can. The watering trap: why your kindness is killing it. One of the hardest lessons to learn in gardening is that sometimes your care is actually a curse. In the sweltering heat of August, our human instinct is to provide relief through water. We see the sun beating down and we assume our plants are as thirsty as we are. But with lavender, this kindness is often the leading cause of death. Overwatering in high heat creates a warm, soggy environment in the soil, basically a slow cooker for the roots. When the roots are hot and wet, they cannot take in oxygen and they begin to decay within hours. This is why you see a plant look fine at noon and completely wilted by sunset. The secret to August watering is discipline and the 2-inch rule. Never water on a set schedule. Instead, push your finger 2 inches into the soil. If you feel even the slightest bit of coolness or moisture, do not water. Your lavender is a drought warrior. It can handle dry soil far better than it can handle a swamp. Furthermore, when you do water, the how is just as important as the when. You must avoid overhead watering at all costs. Splashing water on the leaves during a humid August day is an open invitation for leaf spot and fungal blight. Always aim your watering can or hose at the very base of the plant, keeping the foliage as dry as possible. Water only in the early morning so that any accidental moisture has the entire day to evaporate. Avoiding evening watering is non-negotiable. Damp leaves at night in this heat are a death sentence. But even if you control your watering perfectly, your plant could still drown if the ground beneath it isn't prepared for the sudden monsoon rains of late August. Soil health and the drainage crisis. In the month of August, soil drainage shifts from being a good idea to a matter of life and death. This is the month of sudden, heavy monsoon rains or tropical downpours that can dump weeks' worth of water in a single hour. For a lavender plant, this is a crisis. Lavender roots require constant access to oxygen. In heavy, compacted or clay-based soil, water fills every single microscopic air pocket, effectively drowning the plant from the bottom up. If your lavender is in a container, your first task today is to check the drainage holes. Sometimes they get blocked by soil or roots, turning your beautiful pot into a bucket of stagnant water. If your lavender is planted in the ground, and you notice water pooling around the base after a rain, you need to act immediately. You can't change the soil overnight, but you can improve the situation. Use a small garden fork to gently aerate the soil around the drip line of the plant, being careful not to damage the main roots to allow some air to get down deep. Another major mistake people make is using heavy organic mulch like wood chips during the humidity of August. While mulch is great for roses or hydrangeas, for lavender, it acts like a wet sponge pressed against the plant's neck, leading to crown rot. If you must mulch, use inorganic materials like pea gravel or crushed stone. These don't hold moisture. Instead, they reflect heat back up into the plant and allow the base to stay dry and airy. Remember, lavender wants lean and mean soil. Now, while we fix the ground beneath the plant, we have to look up, because the sky above holds one final challenge that even a sun-loving plant like lavender struggles to handle: sunlight management and heat stress relief. We all know that lavender is a sun lover, but there is a massive difference between the gentle sun of May and the scorching intensity of an August afternoon. In many regions, the UV levels and the ambient heat can actually sunburn the foliage of even the hardiest plants. When a lavender plant is already struggling with humidity and potential root stress, 6 hours of 100-degree sun can be the final straw that breaks its spirit. This is where sun management becomes your best tool. If your plants are in pots, you have a distinct advantage. You can move them to a location where they receive 6 hours of bright morning sun but are shielded from the brutal direct rays of the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. window,